Dear students, please hurry and join our live class so that we can start the live session. Please do join. And before we dive into today's session, students, especially for the board students, you can visit our official website edwins.in and purchase the premium version at a very low cost, where you can get study materials, unlimited mock test, video recorded classes. This will definitely enhance your preparations. So please do visit now and please join our live session so that we can start the live session. Please do join. Dear students, welcome to the another live video of Edwins. Today, we will discuss about the topic sensitivity and response in plants. Now, what is sensitivity? We know that plant can't move from one place to another. So how they respond or how do they show their sensitivity? Sensitivity. Now, first of all, we have to know the what is sensitivity. Sensitivity is the ability to response for a certain stimulus. Okay, the ability to respond for a certain stimulus. This is called sensitivity. So how plant can show their sensitivity? The scientist, the Indian scientist, Dr. Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose, first discovered a instrument called crescograph, through which he proved that plant can respond for a certain stimulus. And what is the stimulus? What is stimulus? Stimulus is the cues or changes in environmental condition. What is stimulus? Stimulus is the changes of environmental condition or cues that can be internal, mean inside the body, and can be external, which can be externally or surroundings of our body. Now, what is response? Response is the certain changes in the body of an organism for a stimulus. Stimulus is the cause and response is the result. And this ability to detect a stimulus and in respect of the stimulus to get a specific response, this ability is called the sensitivity. Now, some other terms like perceptive region and responsive region. Perceptive region where the stimulus get detected. Where the stimulus get detected, this region particularly called the perceptive region, and responsive region is the where the response shows. Okay, where we observe or we seen the response. These two regions, one is perceptive region and another one is responsive region. Now, another term that is and most important term that is cyclosis. What is cyclosis? We know in all living organisms are made up of cell. This is the structural and functional unit of life. So the cell, everything occurs in our body or any living organism's body. This is occurs due to the cell. Okay. These cyclosis are mainly two types. One is rotation and another one is circulation. Okay. So what is rotation and what is circulation? Rotation is the movement of protoplasmic material around the vacuole or single vacuole. Okay. This is the single centric vacuole and movement of the protoplasm around it. What is protoplasm? Cytoplasm plus nucleus. This is called rotation. Okay. And what is circulation? Circulation is the same process but little bit different. Circulation is the rotation of protoplasmic material around so many vacuoles. This is called circulation. This is rotation for a single vacuole and circulation for the multiple vacuoles. Okay. Now, another two term is the transmission time and another one is latent time. Okay, what is transmission time? Transmission time actually the time to get response reach to the responsive site or region after the stimulus get detected. Okay, transmission time is the time to get the response reach to the responsive region after the stimulus get detected, and latent time is the time or duration to show response after detection of stimulus. What is the difference then? Transmission time for the time to reach the response and latent time to showing the response. One is reach the response and another one is showing the response. Reach the response and another one is showing the response. Okay. So now we can say that plant can get response or provide response in certain stimulus, but we have to prove with some examples. Before that, we will do the types of responses in plants. Okay, there are two type of response we can observe. One is movement, another one is locomotion. Okay, one is movement and another one is locomotion. What is movement? Movement actually the without changing the location or the situation or the place, only movement of such organs or parts. And locomotion is shifting the whole organism. Or whole body. What is movement and what is locomotion? Movement is without changing the location or place, only move the organ or the parts. Here I am standing and move my hands. This is the movement. If I shifting my place, this is called locomotion. Okay, this is clear. So in plant, there have three type of movement we can observe. Number one is tactic. Number two is trophic. And number three is nastic. Okay. Number one is tactic. Number two is trophic. Number three is nastic. In tactic movement, actually the whole organism moves. How? If we go for some examples like Chlamydomonas, or Volvox, these are the lower class of plantae. Those organisms move according to the sunlight. And their movement is known as phototactic movement. Okay? In tactic movement, the whole organism moves. This is occurs in the lower class of organism. Or plants. Okay? So whole organism, if there is a sunlight here and these organisms present here, they will move for the sunlight and go to the surface of the water. Okay. Another one example is movement of pollen tube towards the ovule. We know the pollen grain form the pollen tube to reach the ovule. This is called chemotactic movement. Okay. So next, jump for the trophic movement. There are mainly three types of trophic movement in plants. What are they? There, number one is phototropic. Number two, hydrotropic. And number three is geotropic. Okay, these are also known as phototropism. This is also known as hydrotropism. And this is also known as gravitropism. Okay. So from the name, we can understand that what are they? The tropic movement, actually the movement in the direction of the stimulus. Okay, this is depend on the direction of the stimulus. What is phototropic? We know photo mean light. So the movement according to the light, and the stimulus is the light. There are two types of phototropism observed in plants, that is positively phototropic and negatively phototropic. What is the example of positively phototropic? We know the shoot of the plant grow upward from the soil and reach to the sunlight exposed area. And what is negatively phototropic? That is root. Okay, because root always go inside the soil. Second one is the hydrotropic. Hydro mean water. So here the stimulus is water. And here also shows the positively hydrotropic and negatively hydrotropic. Positively hydrotropic are, of course, root, because we know the root moves. If this is the root of a plant and here is the water intensity, if water intensity is high here, then the root moves on this side like this. Okay, so this is the positively hydrotropic, and the shoot part, which is shows the negatively hydrotropism or negatively hydrotropic. And the last one, that is geotropism or gravitropism. This is what? This is the gravity. Here stimulus is the gravity. And of course here also positively geotropic and negatively geotropic. Okay, positively geotropic, of course, root go towards the gravity and shoot always grow against the gravity. Okay, this is the tropic movement of the plant. And tropic movement, what is tropic movement? Once again, that is the depend on the direction of the stimulus. Okay, the next one is the nastic movement, where the movement depend on the intensity of the stimulus. What? The intensity of stimulus. Okay, so there mainly four types: photonastic, chemonastic, thermonastic, and seismonastic. Okay, these are four types. Here also the stimulus is photo, mean light. Okay, the stimulus is the light, and this is occurs due to the light intensity. When light intensity is high, then or low, then the response will observe. One example, sunflower or the water lily or poppy seed flower. Okay, they only bloom or open their petals in the time of the sunrise and close their petals in the time of sunset. Okay, next, the chemonestic. Chemonestic means the chemical. Okay, chemical. What chemical? If we get some example, that is insectivorous plant. Insectivorous plants. What they do in insectivorous plants, some example like Drosera or sundew. Another one is Venus flytrap. What they do when the insect or any insect placed or get in touch their tentacles, they will closed and engulf the insect. So in response to certain chemicals, they will respond. So this type of movement is called chemonestic movement. Next one is the thermonastic, that is temperature. Temperature. In the response of temperature, one of the common example, that is tulip. Tulip only bloom in the high temperature, not in low temperature. Bloom. Okay. Next one is the seismonastic. Seismonastic is the mechanical. Seismo mean mechanical touch or stimulus. Okay, what are the mechanical stimulus? Like touch. One of the common example is Mimosa pudica. When we touch the leaves get closed. Okay, in the stimulus of touch. So one quick revision, that is, one is tactic, which is movement of the whole organism in response of certain stimulus like light, that is called phototactic, and like chemicals, that is movement of the pollen tube or growing of the pollen tube towards the ovule, that is chemotactic. Next, the tropic, that is the three types of tropic movement we can observe in plant. One is phototropic in response of light, one is the hydrotropic in response of water, and another one is the geotropic in response of gravity. Next one is the nastic, which is the depend on the intensity of the stimulus. What intensity? What are they? They are mainly four types. That is photonastic, chemonastic, thermonastic, and seismonastic. Photonastic depends on the intensity of the light, and chemonastic depends on the intensity of the chemicals. Thermonastic mainly depends on the intensity of the temperature, and seismonastic, that is intensity of the mechanical stimulus like touch. So if we make a comparison between them, number one will be, that is movement of the whole organism, not move or not change the place in this, not change the place. This movement occurs for the stimulus only. This is depend on the direction of the stimulus, this is depend on the intensity of the stimulus. Number three, plant hormones or phytohormones not responsible for this movement. Phytohormones responsible phytohormone does not take place, does not take any role. So these are the three main differences, that is movement of the whole organism. Here organism move the whole body. Here this is not occurs, only few parts or the organs move here also. Secondly, the stimulus, for this stimulus only they will move. They do not depend on the intensity or the direction or the location of the stimulus. They depend on the direction of the stimulus, and they depend on the, this movement depend on the intensity of the stimulus. Number three, what is, that is hormones or plant hormones are known as phytohormones. Phytohormones do not take place any responsibility for this movement, but in tropic movement phytohormone takes place, the responsible for this tropic movement, and in nastic movement phytohormones does not take any role for this. So what is the role of phytohormones? This will be discussed on our next class. That's all for the today's class. If you like to get more such live classes in our channel, so you can subscribe our YouTube channel, and also please do visit our official website edwins.in, where you can purchase the premium version at a very low cost, and you can get the study materials, recorded live classes, and also the unlimited mock test. So please do visit right now. Thank you.